The strangest part about falling out of love is that your brain doesn't always realize it's over at the same time your heart does. One day, their name could make your entire body feel lighter. Now, you see it on your phone, and nothing happens. No excitement, no rush. Sometimes, not even sadness. And that silence can be more confusing than heartbreak itself, because you start wondering, did I ever really love them? The answer is usually much more complicated. When you fall in love, your brain begins treating that person as something deeply important to your survival. Dopamine rises, your attention narrows, their messages feel rewarding, their presence feels comforting, and slowly, your brain starts building a connection between them and the feeling of being safe, wanted, and alive. That's why you can miss someone even when you know they're not good for you. Your logical mind may say, let them go. But another part of your brain is still waiting for the next notification, the next hug, the next moment that makes everything feel right again. And then something changes. Maybe they hurt you too many times. Maybe the relationship slowly becomes exhausting. Maybe you simply grow into someone who no longer fits the life you once wanted. There may not even be one dramatic moment. Sometimes love doesn't disappear like a light being switched off. It fades like a sound getting quieter in another room. And here's where your brain does something fascinating. The reward system that once made you crave their attention can gradually stop responding to them in the same way. The person is still the same. Their face is the same. Their voice is the same. But your brain has changed the meaning attached to them. That's why an old photo can suddenly feel strange. You look at it and think, how could I have felt so strongly about this person? Because you're not looking at the relationship through the same brain anymore. And there's another painful stage people rarely talk about. You can stop loving someone and still miss them. Those two things can exist at the same time. You might not want them back. You might know the relationship was wrong, but you can still miss who you were when you were with them. The late-night conversations, the inside jokes, the version of yourself that believed this person would always be there. Sometimes you aren't grieving the person. You're grieving the future you imagined with them. The wedding that never happened. The home you never built. The ordinary Tuesday nights you thought you'd spend together for years. Your brain doesn't only have to let go of a person. It has to let go of an entire predicted future. And that is why moving on can feel so strangely exhausting. Because your brain has to rewrite thousands of tiny associations. Their favorite song, their perfume, a restaurant, a street, a specific time of night. Even a random sentence can suddenly bring everything back. For a few seconds, it can feel like you're back there. Then reality returns, and you realize you don't actually want to go back. That moment is important, because healing isn't always the moment you stop thinking about them. Sometimes, healing is when you can remember them without needing the story to continue. You can remember the good without romanticizing the bad. You can appreciate what they meant to you without believing they still belong in your life. And eventually, something even more surprising happens. Your brain stops asking, why did they leave? It starts asking, who am I becoming now? That question changes everything. Because falling out of love isn't simply losing someone. Sometimes, it's your brain finally accepting that the person you once needed is no longer the person you need today. And maybe that's why the ending feels so painful. Not because love was meaningless, but because it meant something. It changed you. It gave you memories. It taught you what you wanted, what you couldn't tolerate, what you deserved. And then, slowly, your brain begins making room for a life that doesn't revolve around them. One morning, you wake up, and they're not the first thought. A song plays, and you don't feel that punch in your chest. You walk past a familiar place and keep walking. Nothing dramatic happens. There is no movie-ending moment, just a quiet realization. They're no longer a part of my everyday life, and I'm okay. And perhaps that's the real meaning of falling out of love. You don't erase someone from your brain. You simply stop needing them to complete the story. Because sometimes, the person you thought you couldn't live without was never the final chapter. They were simply a chapter that changed who you became. And if you've ever experienced that strange moment when someone you once loved suddenly felt like a stranger, share what that moment felt like for you in the comments. Because sometimes, realizing you're finally letting go is not the end of love. It's the beginning of finding yourself again.